What's going on, YouTube family? You already know who it is. It's IamYoungBlackMan coming back at y'all with a video today. Hope everybody's doing well and having a blessed Wednesday, or depending on whatever day you see this. Hope you're having a blessed and great day. Today I want to talk about you must be genuinely righteous and be on the journey with the Most High. Today is Righteous Wednesdays. Again, something new we're gonna do, and I'm gonna probably mention this for the first 5 videos. So if y'all seen my other 3, don't get tired of me saying this, but I definitely want to say it to my new audience every single day on IamYoungBlackMan, which is a channel for African American men, young African American men on the journey through manhood. We're gonna pick a different day to discuss a topic. So yeah, let's get right into it. You must be genuinely righteous and be on the journey with the Most High. I think it was scripture Titus 2:6 saying, and likewise exalt the young men to be of sober mindedness, with all things showing themselves a pattern of good works. If I'm not mistaken, that's the way it says, showing themselves a pattern of good works. Titus 2:6, 6-7. And when I thought about that scripture, I was like, wow, that makes sense. Within the context that we as young men must genuinely be righteous and be on the path to the Most High. I come to find in 2019, living in society that we live in, this is not no, oh yeah, did you just saying that, or no, seriously, it's a lot of times it's hard to do a lot of things that traditionally used to be done, right? With all temptation, I'm just gonna be straight up forward and be honest. With all the temptation that's on campus, if you're in college or in high school, with all the drama and with all the social media and with all the negative outlets, because that's a lot of time we see a lot of negativity or a lot of lustfulness or a lot of greed or just every single thing that takes away from actually being on the path of the Most High. We see all these things, and it's easy to say, well, everybody else is doing it, so let us do it as well. Or it's easy to say, well, society's corrupt, so let me just run and hide. Or it's easy to say, man, I can't do X, Y, and Z because this, that, and the third is not allowing me to do so and so and so and so. This society is not allowing me to be right. So let me just go down a negative path because that's what everybody else is doing. Let me just, throw my $2 in the tide bucket on Sunday and go right back on Monday through Saturday and sin and do everything. It don't work like that. You're not gonna hear that from nobody else. I know everybody else is gonna, we're gonna do it the traditional pat on the back, do whatever you want to, and then get back right on one day of the week. But no, it doesn't work like that. For you to generally be righteous, generally be on the path, and although people say, well, the term or ideal of righteousness is an individual perspective, I would just say like this: righteousness is being on the spiritual path that the Most High has called you to be on and living it to the fullest, and not using anything or anyone as an excuse for why you're not living the best life possible, why you're not living the righteous path possible. If you're on a spiritual path where you say, okay, praying day in and day out, make sure I'm treating others right, not eating red meat, which all is in certain context, whatever path that you're following. It's providing for me and my family, but also having righteous identity, who I am as a man, as a black man. That's following a righteous path. That's doing the things they call to be treating everybody with respect, from the janitor to the CEO, from the salesperson to the executive, from the administrator to the owner, treating everybody the same, treating everybody with the same level of respect, right? You must live a genuinely righteous path and be on the journey with the Most High. It's going to be a difficult journey sometimes. Sometimes you're going to want to look at things and be like, man, all my friends are out partying at 2, 3 a.m. in the morning. Here I am studying for an exam I got to take the next day. Of course, the exam within itself is going to be hard, but the temptation alone of not going out with them and having a quote-unquote good time is also going to be genuine. Now, that's not me saying don't have any fun at all, but that's also me saying that we have to pick a righteous path and pick the path of the Most High. If we know that it's gonna be a situation that we're gonna have some form of temptation, and open up the possibility of sin or of immorality or something, then you don't go down that path. You take the other path and say, you know what? I'm not trying to say I'm avoiding life or avoiding this, but I'm gonna go on the best path that's best for me. So I'm not gonna go, hang out at this particular place because I know something crazy can happen. Or I'm not gonna, go over to this person's house or whatever, knowing, whatever might happen, something, where being a predicament I don't need to be in, that I'm even tempted to cross a line. You see what I'm saying? I mean, let's just be real. We being just young men on the channel, just having those direct conversations, not trying to get too graphic or too great, but just having those direct conversations. We know not to do certain things because we don't ever want to try to go down the path of not being down a righteous journey of being a young man of God. Again, it's gonna be difficult. And you said I took the brother or the thumbnail, the brother sitting down there praying. All copyrights go to Lightstock or whoever. I'm gonna leave that down in the description box below. Don't want to get sued. Don't want the video get taken down. But at the same time, I picked this brother because you can even see he's on a bench in the park somewhere praying. He took the time that his life might have been going through some chaos at that moment. He took the time to try to reprogram or put himself or reestablish himself back on the path of the Most High. Because something at that very moment, whether it be crazy on a job, whether it be whatever, might cause him at that particular moment to want to stray away and want to do something other than what's the right thing to do. Now the Most High, which a lot of people, I see a lot of people don't like to discuss or don't like to make evident. The Most High wholeheartedly believes, I believe, at least the Most High that I serve, believes in reflection, self-reflection, believes in self-defense, believes in intelligence, believes in getting your point across, being assertive, being in masculine energy, but also believes in not being other ways of this world, not always agreeing to do things that you know, not even not always, not anytime agreeing to things that compromise your morals or your belief system or goes against whatever you truly believe in, having to denounce what the Most High has given you for the sake of keeping up with the Joneses or being in the in crowd. You know, going to Bible study on Thursday night where you can be going to Thursdays. You know, going to you know, doing the things that cause you to do to be in the right mind frame that you need to be in. You see what I'm saying? Doing the thing, not breaking the Ten Commandments. You know, having a righteous relationship where it's not contingent or consistent upon doing the things that you know the Most High frowns upon, but actually being in that relationship, trying to get to know that person and loving that sister, not just there for other intentions and other reasons. These are the things that cause us to be on the right path. Being able to see the needs of the community and being able to help in any way, maybe not always from a financial perspective, but even volunteer work. The Most High says in the scripture to help the widows and the fatherless. So being able to volunteer with a program to help young African American men who are fatherless, being able to, you know, maybe volunteer down at the soup kitchen or being able to volunteer down at a community center somewhere and helping provide some kind of resource. If you're a business or finance major, maybe providing career development advice or so forth, being able to, you know, make those connections. If you're on a football team somewhere, you're taking the whole football team and helping do Habitat for Humanity. We're having those perspectives. Okay, what can I do, right, to be the best me possible? What can I do to be on a righteous path that the Most High has called me to be on? And for everybody, it's an individual journey. I want to leave with that last part. For every single journey that you're on with the Most High, it's an individual journey. Sometimes, even with me, I'm in college right now. It's so much temptation. Good. How can I say it? It's so much temptation that causes bad. But even then, I try to be the best me possible. And I'm not saying all the time you got to be, you know, walking around smiling face, everything is perfect. But at the same time, you have to be good with your relationship with the Most High and say, you know what, that's not for me, or that situation is for me. You know, it might take a little bit of my time to volunteer. You know, of course, I love to sleep in that extra 2 hours. But I know the righteous path is to take some time out and help others, right? It's going down those certain paths. So again, it might be difficult. It might be exhausting. And you might even be denying yourself a couple of uh, um, what's the word I'm looking for? Opportunities that seem satisfying, that seem glorifying, but at the end of the day is defying or defiling your temple or defying the Most High. So you have to be on the right journey with you and can't let anything compromise it. And although it might seem like by doing these other things, by giving into the temptation, by giving in and quitting the righteous path, that, you know, there's a better opportunity allegedly. But you will see ultimately that the Most High has for you is for you. And no matter what, every single thing that will happen that you give your best self to, the Most High will bless you 10 times fold with anything. So I definitely believe wholeheartedly in making money and capitalizing and some people even say having that capitalist mindset. But I also believe if you're also going after personal gain, that you're going to also have that level of giving back, of sharing, of building. You see what I'm saying? Doing everything that you can to be on the righteous path. So that's not saying I'm anti-fun or against this and that. No, I'm for having a good time. Enjoy yourself. Go out and enjoy yourself. Go, bowling. Go, enjoy yourself. Go out to eat. Go birthday parties. Enjoy yourself. Do the things you call yourself doing. But you also have to stick to that line. What does it say in your spiritual path? What does the journey with the Most High say for you to do? Is it a little voice in your head that's telling you, no, don't go do that? Are you going to listen to that little voice in your head? Listen to the Most High give that spirit of discernment to know what's right and what's wrong? Or are you going to go down the path that you think is quote unquote fun, but is starving you of ultimate, not just salvation, just ultimate salvation, but of satisfaction in knowing that you are the best man possible and that you're following your own morals and your own path. And that's why I know so many great people, not only just I meet personally, but even still on today, I saw a comment that a brother made. He was like, man, I'm 24 years old, and he was just saying X, Y, and Z, and I feel like so and so and so and so. And I was telling him, he's like, even then, still stick with your spiritual path. You have to stick with the path that's best for you, that the Most High called you to be on. And that's what you must do at all times. You must stick with the path that's best for you, and know that ultimately the Most High will create things. Again, you can't sit on your tail. Again, faith without works is dead. But at the same time, ultimately, when you have faith and you put it in that work, you will see that your blessing will be great. So peace and blessing each and one of y'all. I'm on to the next one.